Testing. Hi, so, I'm back, and I can hear myself, and there is maybe a couple wavelengths delay between my speaking and me hearing it, so it's not real time, but yeah. This is a LUT test, but I wanted to try the audio as well. I tried a little bit of audio tests myself, but we're going to do it here outdoors. Not the most ideal conditions. It's windy. I don't really have a dead cat or anything. I just have the built-in Rode windscreen on it. And it's screwed together with my new screw that Rode sent me. I emailed them and I said, hey, I'm missing a screw, and I don't know what size it is to Google. I've Googled Rode screw, and I never get a size about what kind it is. And could you guys help me, point me in the direction, show me where on the store it is so I can buy some? And they said, oh, we'll be happy to send you some screws if it's out of warranty, and if it's in warranty, and I knew it was not in warranty. And I told them it was not in warranty, and I gave them the information anyway, but I said, oh, here's my information. It's not in warranty, and again, I'm offering to buy screws from you. Wind, oh yeah. I'm just going to let it go. This is not an audio thing. And this is... my headphones that I brought were gamers, but this is not... See, it's this. Not this. But they said, yeah, it's not in warranty, but we're going to make an exception and send you out screws. Hey, thanks. That Rode is awesome. I'm glad I have the Rode NTG2. I've used it for all of the films where I had to record the audio. I've worked with other films where they had their own sound equipment, and I'm not sure what they used exactly, but it might have been Sennheiser or something, but I like my Rode, so... Anyway, this is not a sound test. This is me filming at the cloud white balance, right? 6500. So this is a 6500. Oh, wait, now I see the lines. Am I in focus? Do I have to back up? Was I? I don't know. This dang monitor, it's too small. I can't see if I'm in focus or not. Okay. Oh, I see the mic. I see the mic a tiny bit. I still see the mic a tiny bit. It's good enough. So this is a LUT test. I'm recording with the white balance, as I said. And I figured instead of doing a bunch of little clips where the LUT is applied and burned into the clip in camera, which the only reason I did it was just to test that feature. I wanted to see what the LUTs looked like when they were put into the camera and burned into the clip. Also, I was curious that some of these clips were not, some of these LUTs were not made for the Blackmagic. In my research, it needs 16, 30, 16, I forgot what the other one is, and 33. 16, 33, and I don't know if there's one in the middle or one below 16. And it had to be under 1.5 megabytes. And I thought there were LUTs that were 16 by 16 by 16, and they were like 753K, and I loaded them into the Blackmagic, and it didn't work. And in that LUTS program, it looked like, in the information, I took the LUTs that came with this camera, and I exported them out to my computer and brought them into LUTS to see what LUTS had to say about them. Lattice. And I think the Blackmagic camera LUTs said Resolve, while these other ones, the ones that didn't work, said Resolve Legacy. So maybe I didn't need to convert them to 64. I didn't need to convert them to 33 if they were at 16 or whatever. I just needed to switch it from Resolve to Resolve Legacy. So I'll play around with that too. But Anyway, I just wanted to see how those would work after they were converted to work on the camera, how they would look on the camera. I don't know what converting from 16 to 32 would do, what 64 to 32 would do. So those were all just those tests. But now I'm going to take this one clip, and as I speak, I'm just going to start throwing on LUT after LUT after LUT so we can see different looks in post. And maybe I'll try it at 100% and then one time at like 50%. We'll see. And yeah, this is going to be a big learning curve for me, all of this this new way of recording, because I come from a GH4 previously that just shot H.264. It eventually came out with a Vlog upgrade for $99, and I considered it, but after some research, the conclusion seemed to be Vlog is not going to really do much on a camera that only records 8-bit color anyway. So, GH4 with 8-bit, the Vlog isn't really going to do much. It helped it a little bit, but then it seemed to give you other negatives. There were positives with it, but it came with those negative trade-offs. And I'm like, I don't want to spend $99 to gain something, but then have more difficulty somewhere else. I don't need that nonsense. For $99 in the upgrade process, you can't just email me the code that I just digitally plug in. You have to give me a physical card. It's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. So I waited, and the GH5 came out, but I continued to wait because I was liking what I was getting with my camera. I was messing with all the settings in the GH4, and I ended up just trying to make the footage look as good as possible in camera, because I wasn't liking any of the results. Maybe it was my workflow, I was doing something wrong. I didn't like the results using Cinelike D and then making changes in post. I was never happy with it. But when I did Cinelike V, where it looked a lot contrastier, but the colors looked a lot better, I just went with that, and I just I made sure not to shoot things that were too black, and I had some grays in there, and that worked out the best for me. So anyway, long story short, long story long, we are now here. I can take this off. So now we are here with this Blackmagic, and I was doing a lot of research on this. I knew the battery life was nowhere near what it was like with the GH4, but that's going to be expected when it's shooting 6K RAW compared to 4K, compressed 4K H.264. But the whole log thing and the log and RAW are both still new to me, and I'm still trying to figure it out. To my best understanding, log is the sort of the color profile, the picture profile. But then the codec is the I'm getting all the words mixed up here. The shooting in film in log, right, is how much colors, and then RAW is the ability for the camera to record so many colors. If you shoot in log but not in RAW, then you might not have as much data, I guess, or is it really just the ability to change just white balance in post? But so there's that. Then there was like the hybrid log gamma, the HLG, which the GH4 did not have, but the GH5 I think possibly did. Certainly the S1H did. And hybrid log gamma, I guess, is for getting a sort of log-like color gamut inside of a non-log file format? Help? I don't know. So I'm trying to figure that out. I don't think that this is HLG is what I'm saying. When I'm shooting, well, right now I'm shooting ProRes HQ, so it's not even It's not even RAW, but it is the film log profile. So am I seeing less colors and less contrast using the film profile with ProRes as I would if I was shooting film profile with BRAW? Hey, brah. I think maybe I'm not losing any detail and information. It's just a matter of not being able to change the white balance in post, the native white balance and the native ISO. I mean, I can change the white balance and boost the brightness on any clip, really, but I guess you'd have more accurate results if I was shooting in RAW. But my Mac Pro is from 2010. I got it for $800 a few years ago. I smushed in a new graphics card, Sapphire 7970, so it helped. I smushed in an SSD in there, a Conair? No, that's a movie. You know, something with a C. It's got a little blue sticker, an SSD for my boot drive, that helped. And I got the, what is it called? From Otherworld Computing. Not the Sapphire. The Excalibur? Something like that. That goes into the PCIe slot, the one with 16 thingamajigs, right above the graphics card. It barely fits in there, but it fits in there. That's what she said. So it's been keeping my computer running. I was able to edit my 4K GH4 footage pretty smoothly with color correction and titles and all that, and it didn't really hiccup too much. And if it did, I would switch it to lower resolution, you know, performance mode, and it was fine. It was great. I never had problems with it. Anyway, so we're on this now, and my computer can't do the RAW, you see. It can't do the RAW. I have a Mac that can't run anything higher than Mojave. And the RAW that this shoots, RAW 2.1 rather than 2, or 2 rather than 1, I don't know, one of those things. That RAW is only supported with higher operating systems. So, yeah. Oh, all right. I'm not. So I can't record it. Yes, DaVinci 17 runs on the Mac, I believe, on my Mac, and Resolve 17 supports BRAW, the newest BRAW, but my computer doesn't. So I need a new computer. So I'm looking at the Macs, the M1s, the M1 Pros, the M1 Max. But I really want a desktop, and the current colorful iMac M1, I'm gonna hold off on. I'm gonna skip that. The Mac Mini M1 looks great, but I really want something long term that's gonna last me a long time, and the M1 Mac Mini I don't think is quite there for my needs. I'd really like an iMac Pro with an M1 Max chip. Or even a Mac Pro, but these new Mac Pros are expensive. The only reason I have my 2010 Mac Pro is because I bought it. It came from 2010. I probably got it in 2016. So 6 or 7 years later, I'm buying this almost maxed out Mac Pro for $800. That's how I could afford that. And then bumping up all the RAM to 64 gigabytes of RAM. Or is it 100 and something? How many? I think I have 64 gigabytes RAM, all bought not through Apple, so I saved money there. Oh, God. Am I even done the LUTs? I don't even know what I'll be doing with these LUTs. So, my computer doesn't run this RAW footage. So, we're shooting ProRes, and so it's not 6K because this doesn't shoot 6K ProRes. The highest is 4K ProRes. So we're back to 4K, almost as if I never left my GH4, but it's okay. We're doing it for the LUTs, no problem. And now that I've put the LUTs into the camera, I want to see how they work when I apply them in the edit. And I'll probably use Final Cut. I'll try that. I'll try them at 100%. I'll try them at 50%. I'll try to tweak the white balance on this, because maybe the white balance is not perfectly set. And I feel like this whole thing has been slightly leaned this way slightly, but the camera looks level. Because it's, I don't know. So yeah, I just wanted to run this test. I don't know if I have anything else to say. Oh, right, yes I do. So how does, like, the LUTs affect when you burn the LUT into the footage when it's in camera? I know that's not really the way you're supposed to do it anyway, and I probably won't do it that way, but how is that affecting the footage? Is it just putting, like, clothes over a person in a way like that, where, like, the actual file's not changed, you just put something on top of it, and that's that? Or is it doing something fundamentally different to the footage when you apply the LUT? Is it burning something in that means you can't mess with the white balance anymore if you were shooting in RAW? Do I convert this to hybrid log gamma? Do I bring this footage, even though it's not RAW and it's ProRes, I'm shooting the film profile, do I edit this in a timeline that's a high dynamic range? Or, like, does that matter? Am I getting high dynamic range colors right now using the film log profile but not in RAW? I don't know. Like, I don't think I would be going out for hybrid log gamma HLG. I know YouTube supports it, but most monitors don't. So unless most people are watching YouTube on their TVs, and maybe they are, but then that's going to be there's no point in doing that unless they are, and they're probably watching on their phones and stuff. And I don't know how many phones support HLG. They support HDR, but is HDR and HLG basically the same thing in the phone screen, iPad space? I'm not sure either. So there's just a lot of research I got to do. I did so much research on the camera, and there's just still so much more research to go. I was telling everybody before I purchased this camera, no matter how much research I do before buying the camera, I still have to get the camera, and then it will open up my mind to all the other things I will have to do. That's been the case with every one of my cameras. I think I say the exact same thing. I think I say this exact same thing on my GH4 test video. I have one somewhere. I think it might be on YouTube, and I say the exact same thing. That's just how I've always felt about it. So I guess we're at 18 minutes. I'm curious now, do I have one clip that's 18 minutes long, or does this split it up into a bunch of little clips? Because, man, just these clips were huge even when they were only a minute long. So we'll see what happens at 18 minutes. I'm very curious. If you stuck through this, fantastic. And I'll see you in the next one. The monitor went out. My monitor cut out just as I finished. How about that? The batteries died just at the end there. What do you know about that? Hey, the monitor's back. What the freak? I must have bumped the monitor a little bit. I'm gonna go check the monitor settings downstairs. I bet there's probably something